it so it looks pretty on camera for all of you. How is everybody? Alright, wait, how do I get over here? There we go. Alright. Hopefully that's good. Sadly, wait, can you all, the music's probably really loud for all of you and not for me. One second, let me fix that so I can actually hear the music. Wait, it should be this one. There it is. Alright, let me turn that baby down. Hello everybody! How is everyone doing this fine Thursday evening? Oh, thank you! Thank you, Azealia. I love this top. It's really nice. It's actually kind of like, it's, I don't know how to explain it, but it's one of the ones, what I like about it is because it keeps it tight because it's like a unitard sort of thing, technically. It, like, goes under, I'm not gonna, like, pull down my pants or anything, but, like, it's like a unitard sort of thing. So, like, it keeps it nice and tight here because it goes underneath. I love this top. Like, I love this top so much. So thank you so much for noticing that. It's, like, one of my favorite things. Yeah, there were some weird technical difficulties. My OBS, like, reset everything because, I have some stuff I was doing yesterday because I did some weird stuff. So, literally, like, my whole OBS setup, like, was weird. So, anyways, hello, everybody. Good to see everybody. Crystal, Miss Wicked Wolf, Catherine Lambeth. Good to see you. How you doing tonight, my dear friend? I don't know what voice that was. But, Stephen Fenn, good to see you. Emily, Corey, Death Shaker, K Monster, Dare Alta Trekkie, Diana Tanara, apologies if I said that wrong. Owen, good to see all of you. Sending you all love, sending you all absolutely amazing vibes and vibes. I don't use the word vibes very often. That's weird. I'm getting very self-critical here. But yes, so you lived in this. Fair Catherine. Oh, thank you so much, Bellabong. I really since the Pike Simp video, yeah. It's been a hot minute since I did my Pike Simp video. There will be, hey, I know my roots. There will be many more Pike Simp videos in this channel's future. I promise you, Bellabong. There will most definitely be, but thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So, really quickly, before we get started, for those folks who are, new to the channel, new to what this is, I'm assuming most people here are, you know, the folks that have always come, but, this is, jeez, this is my weekly chat. My brain just had a brain fart right there for a hot second. This is my weekly chat stream where I discuss everything, whatever all of you wish to discuss. So I sort of come here and just sort of like talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about. If you have super chats do help me out, so I do appreciate them, and I do focus on those just to be able to answer those questions because again, they help pay my bills and help pay the bills of my editors. So they help me eat. But regardless, if you can't do super chats, I do try to pay attention to the chat as best as I can and answer as many questions as I can for about an hour or so. Two quick announcements before we get started, though. Just some channel stuff. Some good and bad news on just some stuff. I mean, it's all good news for the channel, just bad news for the world, I guess. I don't really know. First things first, starting next week, I'm just for about a month and a half or so, I'm going to be moving the Thursday live streams just a little bit earlier, maybe like by 15-30 minutes or so, just because starting today, I'm actually going to be running out a little bit early today too. I have an improv class that I'm going to be doing, just to get out and be social again, which I'm very excited about. So I'm going to be doing some improv, and trying to be all funny and do the laughy things. With some friends of mine. So starting next Thursday, I might just be starting these a little bit earlier, just so I can make sure I get out of here, because the class literally starts about 30 minutes after this ends. So I just have to kind of kick it, right after this I'm just running and going to do that. And then, what else did I want to say? Oh, other good things. Well, good and bad things. It's a good thing and a bad thing. I do have another video coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is going to be yet another one on a really tough topic. Probably the toughest topic. I'll be honest, the video tomorrow is probably one of the toughest topics I've ever covered on this channel. It was crappy to write about, and crappy to do this video, but I felt a need to do it. if some of you have been paying attention to stuff going on in the United Kingdom, you will know what the video is about. I'll be honest, it is in part about the BBC article that went up and a woman that was quoted in it. It is very scary. Intense warnings for transphobia in that video tomorrow. It sucks. On that note, though, I have been aware that while the videos have done well, and I'm pleased with that, the videos last month, outside of my one Star Trek Voyager video, which I was very pleased with, a lot of the videos last month and then this one were on like hot button issues coming right out. And part of the reason for that was I'm working on bigger projects. So I just want people to know. Oh, well, thank you so much, NCC 1701, Chris. I appreciate that. So I just want, just want to say, so I just want everyone to know that while I do think this video is important, and as I talked about before in my burnout video, there are going to be things that I'm going to be addressing them, and I felt the need to address these issues up front. But also, I just want you all to know that that's not going to be the definition and direction of the channel totally going forward. I do have some videos that I'm working on that are boons to my soul, that are things that I'm very excited about, and I think will be kind of inspiring and awesome, and I am very, very pumped about them. So just know that those videos are still here. It's not going to be Jessie just talks about the current issues, current, like, transphobia discussion going on in the day. It just has been the case because of the fact that I've had to work on those videos. And those videos and the other, I've had to work on those videos, they're percolating, and then just stuff has come up that I felt the need to talk about. So just wanted to say all of that up front. So those videos, the inspiring, joyful, wonderful videos are going to be coming in the future. But just know that there is one coming tomorrow that will be on a darker topic, but it is just for this week. And hopefully, knock on wood, nothing happens. And I can have some joyful videos coming in the near future. So yeah, so that's everything that I just wanted to say. That's everything that that's everything that I just want to say. So with that being said, I'm going to take a look at the chat. Oh, thank you very much, Jonathan Pantera. I appreciate that. You are awesome. You are absolutely awesome. And thank you, Just Carol. And yeah, I took a look at that video. And actually I might be citing Vera's video in my video that's going to be coming out tomorrow, and drawing people's attention to it. So all that being said, I just want to say I love you very much. Thank you for Man in a Foreign. Oh my gosh! Oh hey! By the way, Foreign Man in a Foreign Land. If you have not watched his wonderful freaking videos, he does amazing videos. For a Man in a Foreign Land, your recent video on like dragging Caribbean animated stereotypes, hilarious video and actually really, really good. For a Man in a Foreign Land is so totally a creator that you should be checking out. And I really appreciate you saying that. I really appreciate you saying that, For a Man in a Foreign Land. So heart to you. But also go check out his videos because they're great. So yeah. Anyways, all that being said. Like I said, I'm going to ask questions, so feel free to ask me any questions that you want, and discussions that you all wish to ask. And like I said, super chats are appreciated, but feel free to ask anything, and I'll talk about anything that y'all want me to talk about. So, what are we doing? Yeah, I agree, Mr. The New Guy A7 Foreign is amazing. His channel is freaking amazing. I completely agree. Transphobia is worse in Ireland, so all over. Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow, H. Lindsay. The part of the video, while it is focused on the BBC thing, it's using that as part of a larger piece to discuss. So there's a much larger discussion to be had than just the BBC, but it's part of it, so... Andrew Clegg, heart to you, my friend. You are absolutely lovely, and I adore you. You said, not the Saturday stream, but I'm curious. You seem to always go with beer on Saturdays. What kinds of wine, cider, or hard stuff do you like? Ooh, fair. So, I'll be honest. I am not much of a wine or cider person. Oh, hey, Nader Todd. Good to you. You are also awesome. Good to see you as well. Another great creator who is here. But I just wanted to say... I am much more a beer person. Wine, for me, I like white wine. I'm that kind of person. And I'm not really like, I don't know much about wine, if I'm going to be honest with you. I will drink box wine or like a $500 wine and it won't taste the same to me. I'm not that much of a plebeian, I guess, but it is not something that I have like an extreme taste for. I'm not going to be a sommelier anytime soon. Ciders, I do have a little bit more of a cider. I do am a little bit more of a cider person. I do like ciders quite a bit. The problem with me, though, is I don't drink ciders often because when cider and alcohol mix, that sugary taste, I don't have a lot of sugar. So if I have more than like a half a thing of cider, I feel sick afterwards. And then you mix that with alcohol and it's just a really bad time really quickly. Like very quickly. So yeah, I like ciders, but I just do not have them often because you'll get a sick Jessie very quickly between sugar and alcohol. Hard stuff, however, that I am a fan of. Rum, spiced rum, like a good spiced rum, like Kraken rum. Mwah. I mean, Kraken's kind of the ubiquitous one, but Kraken rum is fantastic. I love Kraken rum. Vodka, I mean, I'm of Russian descent, so vodka is part of my blood. So there's that. I mean, I like making mixed drinks with, I love doing, what did I teach my sister to make back during Christmas? We did, oh my gosh. I cannot remember. I taught my sister and I, we like found this drink that I love, but like Moscow Mules I love as well. Dark and Stormies are also really great. So yeah, rum and vodka are probably my biggest things, and then tequila a little bit after that. I'm not a big fan of Scotch whiskey or like Scotch whiskey or there's like bourbon. Blech, 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 blech. Scotch whiskey and bourbon are nasty. And yes, just Carowin, maple rum is fantastic. I got a bottle of Vera from Council of Geeks. She gave me a bottle of maple rum for Christmas last year, and it was so good. In fact, I think I still have a little bit left. It was very, very good, and I liked it quite a bit. Putting it in apple cider was joyous, like absolutely joyous. Catherine Lambeth, Catherine Lambeth. Why am I saying your name weird, Catherine Lambeth? Like the entire day so far, I was just like, Catherine Lambeth, how are you? I hope you're doing good. I'm having a good night. I don't know what that voice is. He said, heart to you, by the way. I said, I got my booster shot today. I'm ready for cold girl winter or whatever we're doing now. Love it. Yes, love it. Good you got your booster shot. That is a good thing. Cold girl winter. Yes, I mean, I miss, like, it's already, fall just left so quickly. And fall is my favorite time. And it's like, no, it's almost winter. And I have to wear, like, heavy coats and stuff like that. It's like, no, come back. Come back. No. My basic white girl has needs. My inner basic white girl has needs. And it is fall for all of time. Let's see. So yes. Let's see. Hard to you, Wash P25. I thank you so much for your super chat. You said, yo, just wanted to say I have watched several of your videos. You made me think a lot in the past few days. I don't agree with everything, but you've definitely opened my eyes to a new perspective. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I mean, that's always the thing that I want to do. Like, look, with my videos, and I'll freely admit there are videos that I make that, like, a week later, I'll be like, crap, I think I got something wrong, or I screwed something up. So my videos are meant to provide information and spark conversation and create conversation. And so I don't ask you ever to completely agree with me. The only thing I ask you to completely agree with me on is that we need to protect marginalized people, and whoever the most marginalized person is in a situation, those are the people that we need to be focusing on and making sure that we are working to protect. That as long as we agree there, then everything else, I think we can have conversations about how best to do that and what the best perspective on it is. And also understanding that not everyone is at the same place and the same knowledge and learning and everything like that in those conversations. So, yeah. So I think I appreciate you saying that, because I hope that YouTube tends to be a place where we silo ourselves only into hearing voices that we agree with. So what makes me very happy is that you don't agree with me and you still come to the videos, and that means that I am doing my job of being a person who is creating conversations and not shutting you out. And I appreciate that. So thank you very much, Wash P25. I send you love, and I thank you so much. And I look forward to conversations and comments and things like that. You are absolutely lovely, and I appreciate you being here, my friend. Let's see. Corey Honkanen, heart to you as always, my lovely, lovely, beautiful friend. You are amazing. Also, I quick see this. Miss Wicked Wolf says, are you going to see Disney's new movie Enchanto? Yeah, I'm going to definitely see it. I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it, but I'm definitely going to see it. You said, we're sorry you keep having to address such difficult topics, Jessie. We're so thankful, the beautiful, thoughtful, and the U.S. Dude, you make the world a better place. Thank you so much, Corey. I really appreciate that. Very much so. Like I said, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, like, I mean, I'll just talk about it here because I won't get to talk about it elsewhere, really, is, like, I do appreciate doing the reason I do videos on, like, the Dave Chappelle thing, and I do things on the video I'm going to do tomorrow, or on Bisexual Superman, is because it's, like, they happen, and I feel like I have something to say, and it's just, like, I just need to say it, or else it's just going to sit here in my head. And it just feels like excising a demon from my body, because then if I, like, just get it out, write it, put it out in the world, then it's just there and it doesn't have to be here. And in many ways, making those videos is cathartic, because then it's just like, I don't have to sit with this. I can express it and hope that it does some good out in the world. So there is an element of, like, catharsis with making videos and conversations, but also just knowing that I have to, like, sit with it during the time that I make the videos, and then also just, especially if, like, the comments get vitriolic, which most of the comments on the Dave Chappelle videos were like 95% of them were great, but there was also the harassment and stuff. So having to sit with that sucks. I'll just be honest. And you'll see in the video, I tried to include it because I just wanted to be honest about it. There's some quotes from a certain lady that I had to read for the video tomorrow. I was editing the video last night, and I read those quotes to record them for the video. And it sucked to read them, to just read them out loud. It'll probably suck to hear them, and I apologize for that to anybody who has to watch that. It sucks. And so I don't love doing those videos. The videos that I love doing and the videos that I want to do are things made to be inspiring and made to be, I mean, if I may be so bold as to say I make something inspiring. I mean, I try to do it because I want to inspire myself. I want to make the content that, like, I hope makes people feel joyous and happy in the world. Not feel sad, you know? Yeah. So that's what I try to do. So I appreciate that, Corey. I really do. Having to talk about all these videos lately has not been a boon to my soul, I will say. But soon, some videos that I got coming up. I will say, I'm not trying to be a tease. Like, legitimately, there are some videos coming up that I am very excited about. One in particular that I'm just, like, very, very pumped about. And it's going to take some dang time to film, and to edit. So I'm hoping I can get it out by the end of the year. Might be pushed to next year, but early next year. So it'll be coming out in December or January. But it's a video that I'm very excited about. So don't worry, the videos that that are inspiring, I think, are going to come. But yeah, unfortunately, those videos take time, and the videos that require more quick video turnarounds are here. So I'll have a good night, Garden Variety of Ghosts. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, and thank you very much, Alex Carson. I see both of your comments. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Heart to you, Stephen Fenn. Thank you so much for your super chat. You are absolutely lovely. Hi, Jessie. I'm trying to start a YouTube channel. It's just dash cam footage over Muzak. I want to show off how beautiful this content is. Do you know any good and free editing programs? I think I saw some people mention already DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, it's DaVinci Resolve. There is a free version of DaVinci Resolve, at least last I checked. I use Adobe Premiere, which is a bit expensive. It's like $60 a month to license the program. But I think DaVinci Resolve has a free version that is useful. I'm trying to think if there's any other free video editing software. I don't know off the top of my head because, like I said, I mainly use, because I've had to use it for my professional work, for YouTube and stuff like that. I mainly use professional stuff, and I haven't really checked into the free editing software scene all that much. Like I said, I think the only one off the top of my head to help you, and I apologize I can't help you more, is DaVinci Resolve. I will say, if you're just doing basic videos, just like Steadicam footage and stuff like that, I wouldn't bother with something like DaVinci Resolve. But if you want to do something more than that, I think Premiere is a good program. It's what I use, and I get like the suite. So like it might be like 60 to, you can probably get just Premiere for like something cheaper, like $10 a month, but I don't know if that's something you even want to get that much. So, but that sounds like, but speaking of which though, that video, that sounds really beautiful. I love seeing like just nature videos. I love putting them on in the background and everything. So, so yeah, I wish you best of luck, Steven, and let me know when you put that up. Cause I would love to check it out. And I'm sure other people in the chat may have some suggestions, for options for free ones. I see some other people saying DaVinci Resolve and stuff like that. Seeing some things here. Just Another Broke Nerd asks, how are you like, and I see some more super chats, don't worry, I'll get to them in a second, but I just want to answer this question because I want to rant about this is, how are you liking Young Justice? Is the no happy endings for heroes starting to run a little long? Maybe just my take. No, I can definitely hear you. The latest arc on Young Justice does end sadly. I won't spoil, but for me, Young Justice is probably still my favorite freaking DC like show period, animated show period. It is so good, and I thought their first arc this season, if you haven't watched it, I thought it was fan-freaking-tastic. It's basically a whole like Martian intrigue drama thing, but they talk about racialization in so many interesting ways, because they talk about like there's red Martians and white Martians, and the only thing that separates red Martians and white Martians is like one genetic marker that makes one white and makes one red. It's very clearly like discussing like skin color and racialization of skin color, but they also use the uniqueness of Martians and their shape-shifting ability to evolve that idea. It's not just like, oh, clearly these are like the metaphor for people of color. It talks about how these systems are much more it talks about how like systems of racialization and marginalization are just made up systems, and how they contribute in different ways in different places and different systems, because they bring up this interesting point about like that Martians are shapeshifters. Like they are shape-shifting people. And so what does it mean for shape-shifting people to like shape-shift and like have different skin color? What does that even mean? And there's this really wonderful moment in the show that just resonated so heavily with me that I thought was phenomenal. It was one of my favorite moments in the show. And that's saying something because I've loved shows for 4 seasons now. Where McGann, who is a Martian, but she's Miss Martian, so she looks like a human a lot of the time. Her mother, she's gone back to visit her family, and her family looks at her, and she could either be a white Martian or red Martian. She's descended from both. And her mother says to her, "Is like when you were younger, you would shift between the two because you didn't know what you were. But seeing you now in this body of this more human-looking person, that feels more resonant. It feels more true to who you are than you've ever had in your life." And as like a trans person who like is someone who's like, I didn't feel like I matched exactly the body that I was born into and wanted to transition and things into, and you know, do things like that. To hear someone like that was like, oh, that is such a brilliant and beautiful recognition that you so rarely see. You so rarely see on television, that you see like trans people defined by trauma or like overly celebrated. I mean, not that it's a bad thing to overly celebrate trans people. We need it at this point, but like it's like, oh, look how awesome trans people are. But this was just like a small moment of a mother being like, you just seem happier in the body that you have. And how cool is that? Like, that's just something that I saw people notice about me as I was transitioning. Just people came up to me and would just say, you just seem happier. And that's just like such a small thing to just like, it's a small thing in like stories, right? Which are focused on like big grander stuff. But in real life, that means so much to just know that like, oh yeah, I am happier. And it was just, I thought it was just a really brilliant moment in Young Justice. So I really like the arc so far of Young Justice, if I have to say. And Ulysses the Pagan, I saw you said your depressing videos lately fit my mood. Heart to you. I'm sending you love. Can we send some extra love to Ulysses the Pagan? Because yeah, it's been down lately, but don't worry, we'll have some good stuff coming up. But Ulysses the Pagan, let's all send some love to Ulysses. So, mwah, love to you, my friend. Let's see. I get some more super chats here. You said, Andrew Clegg said, heart to you, by the way, Andrew Clegg. You said, did you ever review Pixar's Luca? No, I did not, just because a few other people did it, and I didn't feel like there was much more to add to my conversation. I think I did a live stream on it a while ago, but Luca was very clear. I was more frustrated. You know who had a great take on it? James Summerson. James Summerson, who's another great YouTuber, he had a really great take on Luca that I'm like, I don't know if I can add much to this, because it was talking about how Disney is so reticent to showcase LGBTQ folks because they're just like, oh, we don't want to disrupt things, and it's just trying to appeal to this like idea of like sanitized like movies for everybody, and yet it like felt like they so missed the narrative with Luca, which was a movie that was so clearly like it so clearly resonated with like just gay youth and what it feels like to be an LGBTQ, especially a gay guy in your childhood. And like people are talking about like, oh, you're sexualizing these kids. It's like, no. It's not about sex. It's just about like how you come to understand yourself in a world that doesn't fully understand you. And like a movie about these fish people, like these, like discovering themselves along with like another boy. It resonated so hard with LGBTQ folks. For me in that movie, the girl who like wakes up singing weird songs and is like a weird, absolute weirdo. I forget her name, but the main lead girl in that movie, I was like, I identify with her so hard because I am also the person who bursts out into weird songs and annoys the crap out of my friends, as should be obvious by anyone who watches my channel in any amount, in any sense. So yeah. So I never did a review of Luca, but I would direct you to someone like James Summerson's wonderful video. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. His video is excellent on Luca, and his content in general is just freaking excellent. So I would highly direct you to his stuff. So let's see. John Vinnels, heart to you. Thank you so much for the super chat, my lovely friend. Mwah. Heart to you. You said, for the record, my main idea for the Sapphic Odyssey is the Odysseus is the cis butch queen of Ithaca. Penelope is her trans bisexual wife, and Telemachus, I can never say that, is a trans man. Oh, I like that. You've been saying that a bunch, John Vinnels. I would be excited to read that. Like, those are really cool ideas. Also, when you talk about Ithaca, I went to Ithaca College years and years and years ago. That's my alma mater for college. So every time I think Ithaca, I don't think like Greek Ithaca. I think like my old college Ithaca, which is kind of fun. But yeah, no, that sounds really, really great. Make Penelope the trans bisexual wife. Like, hell yes. I am so here for that. And also butch queen Odysseus. But that is fun. That sounds like a lot of fun, John. Also, it's been a while. Like, the Odyssey is such a fun story, right? I love like retellings of Greek myths so easily. Like there's so many good ones of just like Greek myth retellings. So I just love that sort of stuff. I think my favorite one is Song of Achilles. It's a great gay. If you want gayness, if you want gay like total gayness, read the Song of Achilles storyline. That book is so gay and so wonderful and so clever. Like, it's told from the perspective of Patroclus, who is like often interpreted as the gay lover of Achilles, and the book literalizes that. But if you know, in the story, Patroclus's death is what spurns Achilles to like go and retake Troy and like fight for Troy and like fight and like defeat everyone for Troy, or to get Troy back. And so when you're reading it, it's like this book is told from the first-person view of Patroclus, but Patroclus definitely dies in this story. And I won't spoil, but how that book continues after Patroclus's death is one of the most heartbreaking things I have ever read, and yet one of the most beautiful. And I could not recommend Song of Achilles enough. I read it years and years ago, but like it's been a hot minute. But Song of Achilles, fan-freaking-tastic. Like, go read Song of Achilles. If you want Greek myth gayness retellings, Song of Achilles is right up your alley. I keep wanting to say right up your butt, but I don't know why. I'm sorry about that. Apologies that I'm a dirty, dirty person. Sean Piper, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat, you lovely person. Mwah. Heart to you. You said, Discovery in 2 weeks. What are you hoping to see? I certainly hope we get plenty more Grudge. Oh, I am sure we're going to get plenty more Grudge. I don't necessarily know. I mean, there's a few things I could state that I want to see in Discovery. Where it's like, by the way, I'm very excited for it this season. I would love to see like some races that we haven't seen, and like not necessarily like here's a Ferengi, not like in that like because we are gonna see Ferengi and stuff, right? But I don't want to see races in the sense that I mean like here's the Easter egg, like here's a Ferengi, here's a Cardassian, here's this, here's that. What I want to see is them establish what the Star Trek universe like is now in this century, because after the burn, we got little hints of it. Like you got to see Earth in season 3, where Earth was at. You got to see where Trill was at, and it was all fairly isolated and insular. And now in season 4, they have the permission to sort of like completely change the geopolitical board. And I'm curious to see what that means for the show and what that means for the Star Trek universe. So what I would like to see is like, where are the Klingons now? Where is the Dominion now? Where is, the Borg now, if they're still around? So I'm very, very curious to see them sort of build out the new landscape for the Star Trek universe with season 4 of Discovery. That's what I really want to see, and that's what I really want to see them do. I will also say the thing that I don't want to see them do, I swear to God, if there is world-ending stakes and a mystery box story arc, I am going to be upset. I do not need galaxy-ending stakes and mystery box storytelling all the time. This isn't to say I don't want a season-long arc. I do like season-long arcs, but season-long arcs don't have to be derived from mystery box. It doesn't have to be like, ooh, there's this surprise thing that's gonna come at some point that will pay off. Maybe it'll be not satisfying. Maybe it will be satisfying. Probably won't be satisfying because writers have to write because television writers inherently have to write the beginning of the season before they write the end of the season. So it's hard to pay off the entire arc, which is a whole different discussion about television writing, and it's not the Discovery writer's fault. But if they know that they shouldn't lean into mystery box storytelling, that's my one take on it. That's my one take on it. But I do not want it. I do not want mystery box storytelling. I do want a season-long arc, but I don't want a mystery box, and I do not want galaxy-ending stakes. Make the stakes smaller. You can have like big drastic stakes in the finale every once in a while, but I don't. All right, I should be back. Sorry about that. I'm buying a hardwire for my internet that's going to be coming in a few days. That's just like a little wire that's going to go from my modem to here, and it should fix these problems because I know that my modem is a pain in the butt lately. So sorry about that. Don't worry, I will be getting a literal wire that goes from my modem to the computer so that we won't have any of these live stream hiccups anymore. So sorry about that. But anyways, talking about Discovery, I do not want world-ending stakes. I do not want galaxy-ending stakes. I do not want the end of the world. That's my hope for Star Trek Discovery season 4. Yeah, that's my rant. But I am very excited for Discovery Season 4. So, it's coming up in just a little bit. D. Duval, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You were lovely. I appreciate that. Mwah, my friend. And then, Punk Rock Zoologist, heart to you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I appreciate it. You said, your videos are so inspiring, and I think you always succeed in giving each topic the respect and nuance it deserves. You, Dan, Gunther, and Vera are the triumvirate of positive, progressive pop culture content on YouTube. Oh, well, thank you very much, Punk Rock Zoologist. I really appreciate that. Mwah. I try my best. Yeah, I try my best. I try my best to give it to nuance, and I try my best to focus on positivity in every sense. You know what I mean? And to try to end on a note of, it's very important to me, and tomorrow's video, I'm going to make sure, I have to actually refilm a little things, because I want to make sure that the note is clear on the end. It's like, these people are, the things that we talk about that are difficult, and the people that are trying to make hard things happen, they are in the minority, and people that care about each other and bring each other together and stand together, we are the majority. And it may not seem that way, because the reason that it seems that way, the reason that it seems like, people are inherently divisive and attacking and hating, is because the people who inherently are, not all, I will say, but part of the thing is that people who wish to be divisive, people who wish to fight others, the reason that people make division, the reason that people fight others is because those people are the ones that inherently seek after power, right? And so, because they're in power, they get the platforms, they get to talk about things, they get to be the ones in, like, the seats yelling about stuff. And that gets them more attention. But they are the minority. They just get more attention because they are saying crazy, over-the-top things. They are the ones sowing divisiveness in order to put themselves at the top. We live in a society that tells us that in order to succeed, we need to push each other down. That it's not about caring for our neighbor, it's about trying to beat our other neighbor. I mean, that's what like movies, I mean, Maggie Mae Fish made a great point about this. It's like, that's what Us, Jordan Peele's Us was about as a film, which was like for every person, you know, for your success, there's a person that like capitalism is saying that there's a person that's just like you that is being put down. And that's what Squid Games is too. It's just like we have to fight each other instead of being together and working together. And that's what these systems do, right? But in reality, those systems are encouraging us to go against like what we wish to do in our human nature. And that's why we're all feeling it today. There's this huge discontentment with systems today. There's these discontentment with our systems today is because these things are divisive. Is because that's not what people want. Right? It's not what people are. We are people that care about each other, and kindness is what is the majority and what thrives in the end. And I see it repeatedly, endlessly. I see it here today in things like this chat on all my videos. Like, yes, I talked about, like, I got harassment on my Dave Chappelle video, but they were like 5% of that video. Like, I got like not even 5%. They were like 2 or 3%, whatever. Like, most of the people on that video wrote literal essays, talking and having conversations because. There we go. We're back. I am sorry, everyone. This internet is just dumb. It's dumb and I hate it. Like I said, I'm going to get a thing to fix this. So I am sorry. I apologize that my internet is awful. But I think I got through everything that I wanted to say. So I hope I hope my random, speech there got all through. Yeah, like I said, next week I'm going to have a literal hard line that I'm going to plug into this computer so that the internet will be consistent, at least on my end. So apologies about that. Apologies, my internet is crap. So, all right. Next up, Chloe. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Chloe, thank you so much for your super chat. Heart to you. You said, had bad interaction with customer today. Glad I have off tomorrow. Also extremely mad at the BBC. I am also mad at the BBC. We'll talk about that tomorrow on my video, so I won't mention that there. But I will send you love. Can we send some love to Chloe for having to deal with a bad customer? As someone who has worked, where I worked at Starbucks, had a lady yell at me that because I had a lady, you know how at Starbucks when you like put the drinks out and people like every time you put a drink out, you have to say someone's name so they know the drink's there. We once had a line out the door and people were at the thing, and I saw the lady who had ordered the drink was there, and I put the drink in front of her because I had to go back to doing other drinks and I didn't see her name on the cup, and so I was just like, I'm just gonna put it down so I can get back to this other drink. And that lady, just because she clearly knew it was her drink, I put it in front of her. She started yelling at me for like not saying her name. How rude you are, as I'm like trying to make other drinks for the line that's going out the door. It's like people working in customer interaction jobs, like customer service jobs, are people too. And remember that. That's sort of stuff happens. So I'm sorry, Chloe. I'm just giving you a little bit of love because that stuff is crap. That's utter crap. All right. You listed the pagan? Heart to you again. I hope you're doing well, my friend. He said, would be nice to see the other founding members like the Tellarites and Alpha Centaurians. How they got any stream time. Yeah, that is true. We've gotten a lot of Andorians and seem to be having a lot more Andorians in our future, as well as Vulcans, obviously. But we haven't seen much Tellarites and Alpha Centaurians. Alpha Centaurians would be interesting to see. I mean, Alpha Centaurians are just humans, right? It's just a human colony. So it would be interesting to see like what sort of different viewpoints Alpha Centaurians have from humans from Earth. That would actually be kind of an interesting exploration to go through. Tellarites too. We're getting a little bit of exploration of Tellarites in Star Trek Prodigy, because you got Jankum Pog, who is a Tellarite, who is a lead character on that show. So we might actually get a little bit of exploration of Tellarite culture over on Star Trek Prodigy. So fingers crossed. That was meant to be a fingers crossed, but it was a heart. So extra heart, Ulysses the Pagan. Let's see. Oh, have a good night, Christy. It's good to see you. Sorry, I haven't talked to you in a while. It's good to see you, Christy. All right, let's see. Andrew Clegg says, what's the group movie watching queue at? 2, will you be keeping the same Thursday, Saturday movie watching schedule when you move to your new job? So I've been doing the same stuff that I've been doing, Andrew Clegg, at the moment. So it should be the same schedule. I don't think that there's going to be any change there. For those of you who know, I haven't announced it because I haven't like released some stuff. I do have some other stuff I'm doing besides just this channel that I'm going to wait on and announce when I have the things that are going to come out on it for. So just to tease y'all a little bit, there are some stuff that I'm working on that's beyond this channel that I will share once the videos go live. So I will share that with you, hopefully it should be in the very near future, to be frank, judging by what I'm working on. So I'll leave that tease. What's the group movie watching queue at? So if you're talking about Patreon, we're watching, and I meant to do this last month, but I got busy. But this month, probably starting one next week and one the week after, we're going to watch both of the Matrix movies, Matrix Reloaded and Matrix Revelations. And so it should be a lot of fun. We're going to watch it over on Patreon if you want to watch that. In terms of movies that I'm going to watch soon, I'm hoping to watch Eternals tomorrow or Saturday. Either tomorrow or Saturday, depending when time is. But I'm very excited to go see the Eternals. I heard it's not as good, but I'm curious to see how they handled LGBTQ representation, because this will be like the first big budget Disney movie with LGBTQ representation. So I'm curious to see if the movie is good, number one, and then number two, how they handle LGBTQ representation within it. Because it'll be an interesting conversation. Because like diversity and representation does not inherently make a movie good. But it can also mean that you're showing, like the movie gets to show some things that we've never seen before. And I'm curious. I feel like sometimes backlash against films that are diverse, not even just from the like, diversity in our movies, is because like movies that feature diverse characters don't necessarily fit into our normalized like plot structures, right? This is something I continually notice is like when you have diverse characters and storylines, the plot structures inherently change because it's not been built out of 100 years of narrative cinema that's been forcing like heteronormativity and you know, different things like that. And so when people see something that does not fit into the typical norm that they're used to, they go, oh, bad. And they go instantly like, oh, bad. Right? And so I'm curious to like go watch the movie for myself and see like, is this actually a good movie or is this actually a bad movie? And if it's a good movie, are some of the reviews that are down on it because that it's like different story structure. And obviously there's also like the backlash, like, oh gosh, how dare Disney, their woke Disney show LGBTQ people at all. Yeah, because Disney is the most wokest of companies, if you cannot see my sarcasm. Companies are, yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, that's a whole other conversation that I don't want to get into now towards the end of the stream. But yeah. So I'm curious about that with the Eternals. So that's my next like sort of movie coming up in the pipeline. Let's see. Brutus Magnuson, thank you so much for super chat. Heart to you, my friend. You said your take on Dave may have earned you a patron. Oh, well, thank you so much. I really hope. Well, I mean, I do appreciate the best way I should put it is just like I appreciate that. Like I said, my video on Dave was there to try to create conversation and to try and like have an honest discussion about everything going on with him. Because I think it's important to try and push for the best conversation we can have in this situation. As for Patreon, I do appreciate that. I just to do the spiel, I apologize to do the like hawk my wares sort of stuff, but seriously, if you do help me on Patreon, I do really appreciate that. That is where you know, I pay my bills. It's like where I make my money. It's where I'm able to buy food. It's where I'm able to buy like stuff to do like the bigger videos on this channel and like props and things. Like I have a prop coming tomorrow that I'm excited about for a video. So like all that stuff comes from Patreon. So if you can support me there, I do appreciate it. But only do it if you believe in the content that I make and you want to support that. So that's all I'll say on that front. And I do really appreciate it if you can support me there. But I'll leave it there. Thank you for letting me hawk my wares on that front. But regardless, I appreciate it. All right. John Vinnels, heart to you, said, Ari Luca, imagine if we had things like a trans femme retelling of Snow White, a sapphic version of Beauty and the Beast, or a version of HOND where Hunchback of Notre Dame, where Quasimodo is a trans girl. I mean, I'm here for all of those. Like you mentioned these a lot, John, and I'm here for all of those. Like I love like reclaiming of stories, right? Like the reclaiming of these different narratives and things like that has been like super, super helpful. And so I think that is actually really cool to see, John. So yes, most definitely. Let's see. Strike through. Sean Piper, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, are you finding reward relief going full-time on YouTube, or has it brought stress? I'm hoping it's the former rather than the latter. So going full-time on YouTube is interesting because, like I just alluded to earlier, while this is my full-time job, like I actually spend most of my time doing YouTube. Because I'm a workaholic, and I apologize because I am a workaholic and it's something that I need to do better about, but YouTube is my main focus. But now that like YouTube is the main focus, I also have doing other projects, as I alluded to earlier. So there are other things that I'm doing. So, and Lucian is also helping. So like some of the editing stuff on my end is much more relieved. But again, workaholism is a thing that I need to work to do better on. So if I'm being honest, the YouTube work is easier. I don't know if I have less in my plate because I am a workaholic. That is a problem of mine. I get stressed out when I don't have work to do. Like, even the days that I'm like, oh, I have off, I'm like, there should be something to do here. So I will say that going full-time on YouTube has made YouTube less stressful, and it's made it much more enjoyable because it is a thing that I can, like, this is the focus. This is where my main energy goes, instead of like having to have it be circumvented by other stuff. But I also know that I'm like, oh, now I have time for other cool projects with other people. So I'm like still doing more stuff on the side. So let me put it this way. Actually, you know what the best way to describe it is? I used to have to, actually, let me make sure I say this. I used to have to do full-time jobs in order to do the things that I wanted to do, and the thing that I wanted to do was YouTube. Now, my full-time job is doing the thing that I want to do and getting to say that I have things that I want to say that then allow my other extra stuff that I do to also be things that I want to do. Like, the other stuff that I do is stuff that I don't have to do. It's stuff that I want to do. So both YouTube and my other stuff are now just things that I'm excited about and fulfill me, instead of it being like, oh, I'm working at this marketing firm company that I used to work at that, like, I hate every second of it because I'm just making crappy Facebook videos and I'm stressed out about it. That's the most fulfilling thing. It's like, I am no longer doing bullshit work. And I say bullshit work is like, I say that as like the actual term as I define it in my work video. Like, legitimately, I'm not having to do work that I am distanced from, that does not feel like an extension of what I wish to do. So in terms of stress level, in terms of like just literal stress level, it is lower. Or no, well, in terms of literal stress level, in terms of amount of work, I probably work about the same, if not even a little bit more. But it feels like less like work because it is all stuff that I wish to be doing, as opposed to stuff where it's like, let me make this marketing thing that I don't really love. So I think that's the best way to describe it. So I don't necessarily, if anything, I might be working more, but I enjoy the work a lot more. It doesn't feel like I'm just like stepping out of line, and like having to do something that like is just like there to do it. So that is probably the definite difference. And I will say again, and I apologies. This isn't me. I say this as an earnest thing, not as a hawk my wares thing. The reason I'm able to do any of this is because of all of you. I can only do this because all of you support me. Doesn't even have to be Patreon. Like, subscribing, just commenting, being here right now in this chat, making me feel like this is a community, because it is. It is because of all of you that I'm able to do this. So, just know that I am deeply appreciative. Like, I could not be more appreciative of that. Even, however long it lasts, I cannot tell each and every one of you how much it means to me that you support me and that you make this a community of kind, caring, wonderful people. And that I see people come back every week. I see new people coming in all the time. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And I send all of you love for that. So I just want to make sure that I make sure I say that. And I say that completely in earnest. Yeah. So, well. Speaking on that note, I see one more super chat. I am going to end a little bit early because, speaking of community, I'm going to go to my improv class, which hopefully, I think there might be a show at the end of the semester. So if you're in the Seattle area, I'll let you all know when the show is, if you all want to come and be nerds with me. But I am going to run because I have to go to my improv class. But Owen gets the last super chat, and I'm going to send you love. And thank you, everyone. By the way, I see everyone in the super chat sending hearts and everything. I love you, Vale. Love you, Jordan, Deathshaker, Cappuccino, Tara, JK, That Other Ted, Theodora, Psychic Refugee, Mr. The New Guy 87, Quiet Kitsune, Alex Miller, Every Fairy Dies, Golden Flower, Captain Lambest, Wowbanger, Theodora, again, Emily. Like, legitimately, everybody I know. There's people that I just missed. Love to all of you. I adore all of you so much. I want to give Owen the last one here. Says, good GTG, stay safe, live long and prosper, and go reread it. Full Metal Alchemist. I forgot how good it was despite Vic. I have never seen Full Metal Alchemist, but I have been wanting to check it out, so I will check it out at some point, Owen. But heart to you. Everybody, I'm just going to tell you all, again, I love you all so much. I appreciate you all so much. You can probably hear my voice getting a little bit crackly, so I'm going to go have some tea before I go to improv class. But I love you all, and I adore you all. Like I said, I'm going to forewarn, the video tomorrow is a very difficult one. I will not begrudge any of you if you don't wish to watch it. It's hard. It's an important one, but it's a hard one. So I don't begrudge anyone not wanting to watch, but it's one that I felt like I have to do. It will hopefully be the last hard one for a while. It won't be the last hard one ever, because I'm sure there will be harder topics that I'll want to address, or need to address. But hopefully it'll be for a little bit, because I do have some stuff on the horizon that I'm much more earnestly excited about. So, just forewarning, the video tomorrow will be a bit rough, and I apologize in advance for that. Once you see it, I'm sure you will know why I felt like I had to do it, but it's not one that I wish to have done. So, I'll leave it there. With that being said, I love you all. I adore you all. You have no idea how much you all mean to me. Or maybe you do. Legitimately thank you for all of this. For all that this is. Yeah. Oh, before I forget, actually, sorry, I just literally remembered. Saturday, I'm going to be on the line. So if you all want to hang out with me on Saturday, I might not do video game Saturday night just for my own mental health, just to have a break weekend. We'll see if that happens. I'll let you all know. But I will be on the line on Saturday, answering calls and answering questions, like call-in calls. It's the call-in show that Katie Montgomery and Arden do. I'm going to be guest hosting on that. So if you want to join me for that, it's a call-in show, so hopefully you'll be able to some good answers and good questions there. And then Saturday we'll see how I feel in the evening, whether or not I want to have like a break and have an evening. So not take a break from video games, just taking a break from like live streaming and being on camera, just to like have a night to myself on Saturday night, because I've been working a lot the past few days, so Saturday night I might just take for myself, if that's okay. But we'll see how it goes. I might change my mind on that. But regardless, everybody, I love you all. You are all fantastic. I'm going to go head out to my improv class. Mwah. Stay beautiful. Stay amazing. You are wonderful, beautiful, amazing folks. And I will see you all tomorrow, Saturday, any of those times. But I hope you all stay safe.